我講咩話？廣東話咁多人哋聽嘅，係啦，我真係講咩話好啊？廣東話。英語唔知講咩，兩樣都講啦。講啲英文，然之後講中文，咁啊，咁可以講長啲啊嘛。一定要照顧客人嘅。Hello, Venerable. How are you? Hello, everybody. Good, good, good. Thank you for coming to Yuntongxi. It's a monastery that we kind of took over for about 10 years, 10, 15 years. How many years? Did you get it now? Since 2014. Oh, it's almost 11 years. And after this 10 years, we kind of refurnished it. And this whole place used to be like a forest like that. And slowly, we turn it into what it is like today. And in order to welcome you. And so I was asked to give a talk for this Chinese New Year celebration, or that you come and visit. So I thought about what I was going to talk about. I came up with three words. The first word is reflect. Second word is realize. And then the third word is release. All start out with R, 3 R's. Reflect, realize, and release. It's kind of, for me, it's very essential for Buddhist practice. Reflect. We have, we come into the world, we have many experiences according to the normal behavior, normal mentality of a person. We go through life searching for pleasures, avoiding suffering, and then we look for money, we look for partners. And so it's very normal for people to have such mentality. And most people go through life with this type of mentality. And then, I don't know you guys, but when I told people that I want to become a monk, people look at me, what's wrong with you? Is there something happen in life that you need to become a monk? Something like that. So I think most of you are MBS and MBC students, right? And you all have learned a little bit of Buddhist teachings. What you learn is teaching, theories so far. And of course, the teaching and theory influences you. Actually, is how will you be able to benefit from the teachings that you learn from your program? I was thinking about that. And it has to do with the same reason that I became a monk. It has the same reason why people can become enlightened. Is that you have to reflect. First word, reflect. I was just like ordinary people like you guys. I was going through life. Of course, part of it was successful, part of it was challenging. And then when you go into, meet these challenges in life, and then you will question, why is life like life? What is the purpose of life? What do you want to do? Now, if you go through life without reflections, then you just go through life as your instinct, your animal instincts, and you just go on and go on and go on. Until one day you reflect. What am I doing? Where am I going? Then you reflect. Reflections meaning you think some more. You go deeper into the issues. You would not allow the outer appearance to control you. You want to understand deeper as to what is it there? What is there? What is it all about? So most of us would understand the word reflections. Reflections that enable us to go deeper into what we see, what we experience. If you want to understand deeper into life, understand deeper into what is life about, going beyond the outer surface, then you need to study, you need to reflect. But not all reflections would bring good results. Not all reflections would bring good results. Because you can reflect, I am here to make more money. Then you think about, how can I make more money? I am here to maximize my benefits. Then you contemplate and you think, why am I not making enough money? Why am I not being more beneficial to myself? So reflections need to be guided by a correct viewpoint. 我不如轉話啦，好嘛？我哋喺人生裏邊咧，就經歷好多事情。咁呢啲事情裏邊咧，即係如果你成日我哋叫着相，着咗表面嘅情況，咁我哋就會隨我哋嘅心嘅習氣去追求啦，去扯啦，去努力啦，去付出。咁你好多都讀咗佛學 MBS 啊，或者 MBC 啊咁嗰啲咁嘅道理啊，點樣幫到我哋喺人生同埋生命上邊去活得好啲咧？咁我 plan 呢個講座嗰陣時候就諗咗3個字，第一個就 reflect 反思，第二個就 realize 證悟明白啦，第三個就係 release 即係放手。咁如果你喺日常嘅生活上面隨你自己嘅習氣而去過活咧，而你唔去更深層次去理解事情咧，你嘅生命就會由你自己嘅習氣啊所操控，咁你就唔會有機會去進一步。咁你要喺人生裏邊要更深層次去進步，或者優化自己嘅生命質素。好多時優化你嘅生命質素就以前坐 econ， 而家坐 business， 咁啊叫優化。咁但係 我哋而家講緊係優化你嘅心靈質素，即係你以前一般開心，以前嘅開心就係食大餐，但係而家嘅質素可唔可以有啲更有深度同埋更滿足嘅內容呢？而唔係淨係隨着自己嘅習氣貪嗔痴疑喺度轉呢？咁你就要有一個更深層次嘅反思，你先至去到更深層次嘅滿足。即係人嘅心係有好多層次嘅，最基層嘅層次就好似啲動物咁。你講呢啲狗都好開心嘅，但佢哋有時嗌交又咬人啊，好曳。但佢哋好自性，好 instinctive 咁就係咬追嘢。有嘢食好開心。咁如果你想你個生命係更勁喎，更優化、更有意義同埋更滿足嗰啲狗咧，你就要喺你嘅人性嗰個層面，喺我哋人嘅智慧嗰個層面更深入一啲。咁你就一定要反思。但反思本身唔係隨你嘅知見、隨你嘅習氣而去反思，因為人嘅知見同埋習氣都係建基於人嘅自私心，建基於人嘅千百年嚟嘅習氣，就係自私啦，鍾意唔鍾意嘅分別心啊。如果你更高層次嘅反思咧，一定有更高層次嘅智慧嘅引導。咁所以我哋就有反思，唔係就咁反思，要有層次或者有更深度嘅引導去正確地去反思。我又講返英文。So I was talking about reflections. And then I was talking that reflection should be guided by some kind of higher wisdom and insight. This higher wisdom and insight can guide us into understanding a more thorough and more universal and a more meaningful experience and understanding of life. So reflection should be guided by, in Buddhist terminology, a kind of right view, a view that helps us to see through the outer appearance of the world, see through the attachment or the desire of a human being. Because being a human being, we automatically become attached to the outer phenomena and outer appearance of phenomena. Without the Buddha teaching, without learning the Buddha's teaching, and without the Buddha telling us that we should reflect and go deeper into what is reality, what is the ultimate objective of life, could there be a higher and more fulfilling type of liberation or achievement? So that's why you guys come to MBS and MBC. In MBS and MBC, hopefully we will introduce you to the Buddha teaching, the Buddha's perspective of what is life, the Buddha's perspective of what is the meaning of life, and the Buddha's teachings of how to achieve and attain this goal or meaning of life. Of course, the Buddha's understanding of the world is that all human beings, or all beings, have one universal objective, And that universal objective is to how to end suffering, how to avoid suffering, how can attain a state of being that is free from entanglement and peace. And only by studying Buddhism and seeing the Buddha's life, the Buddha's explanation, only then we will be able to see that it is possible for a human being to become free from the entanglement of life, the life of old age, death and suffering, the freedom from the normal secular entanglement and attachment and the tiring of the stress of life. And the Buddha showed us that it is possible. So, if you learn this possibility, you see that there is another way to live and another way that we can go through life. Instead of searching for superficial outer appearance fulfillment, we can look for internal peace. We look for ultimate escape from entanglement. With that understanding, then, with this such a reflection and seeing the possibility of escaping from all this entanglement, then through reflection is that you go through life seeing that there is suffering, there is entanglement, and you reflect on the Buddha's teaching that there is that possibility to escape, there is that path that we can follow. And through these reflections, you aspire, you commit yourself to go on the path. I want to escape from this entanglement. The entanglement that is attached to outer appearance and even attachment to our physical body. It's so normal for us to attach to the physical body. Unfortunately, this physical body is not dependable. So, once you learn the Buddha's teaching, then the Buddha told us that the five aggregate is empty. The objective was that is to so that you will not be attached to the five aggregates. And only when you appreciate, only when you through reflections and really see and appreciate that the five aggregate is not dependable, then you will aspire. Is there a way out of all this impermanency, instability, independency, not independable? And you say, oh, I will look for that ultimate peace. Through reflections, contemplations, research, observation, learning from the Buddha, and then reflect into the reality of the situation, then you make a decision and make a commitment that this outer appearance, this superficial, these secular things are truly not dependable. But they are necessary. We need to have lunch, we need to take bath, we need to look after our body. But unfortunately, no matter what you do, they are still undependable. So you need to be prepared. You need to be wise and not allow these superficial, dependently arising phenomena become your refuge, become your safety. Then you make a commitment. I will go on this path. You will go on this path only after you search and reflect and contemplate as according to what the Buddha taught. Only when you contemplate what the Buddha taught and not follow your own instinct of selfishness and attachment to outer appearance, only then you will have the insight and the commitment to say, I will go for this freedom. I will go for this ultimate wisdom. It's a commitment that comes through reflections. Reflections. 反思。人係要反思嘅。你唔反思，你睇唔到深啲。你唔反思，你着相。你反思嘅方法要跟佛陀嘅角度。佛陀講世間無常苦無我，你真係去睇，你真係去了解下，你更去通過反思，通過細微，通過佛陀嘅講解而培養出正知正見。你通過佛陀嘅正見而去反思，你就唔好跟你自己嗰種自私心啊，唔好跟你自己嗰啲貪欲嘅。點樣先至可以取得多啲啊？點樣先至可以自私多啲啊？點樣先至可以發達多啲啊？而唔係點樣可以分享多啲啊？咁你只有從呢種角度去反思，你先至會有得出一個好嘅理解同埋決定。人生雖然好多嘢好嘢好合理，呢啲好合理嘅嘢，如果你睇清楚啲，其實好多都係揾笨。如果唔係揾笨呢，都係綁住你嘅。綁住好多時好過癮，但你慢慢就知道其實好揾笨。不過我都揾笨咗即係俾自己揾笨咗幾廿年。咁我而家都仲喺度揾笨緊自己。但有時都好需要，因為學習過程。咁但係你有時俾人揾得笨多就係，或者自己揾得笨多就係，你就會覺得有冇好啲嘅方法？咁你要跟佛陀嗰啲講解而去反思、深究，係咪真係有可以真實啲、滿足啲、滿意啲嘅生命咧？點樣可以去從分享佛陀講嘅無私之中去尋找一種更穩定持續嘅滿足同埋幸福呢？咁如果你通過佛陀嘅講解而去咁樣去反思、培養正見，通過呢種咁嘅反思之後呢，你先至有咁嘅決心。決心好緊要。你學完咁好多，而家好多睇戲啊，咁你可以上讀 MBS、MBC 當睇戲就得噶嘛。咁睇完戲翻嚟幾好睇啊！我唔記得咗。你上完 MBS、MBC 咁都幾好啊，攞咗個 distinction 勁啊我。咁但係你攞完個pass 或者C 加咁可唔可以將嗰啲知識內化同埋深化？將啲知識內化同埋深化，你就要反思。根據你所知識嘅學嘅知識同埋智慧去反思，你先至可以內化同埋深化。 有咗內化同埋深化之後，你先至有呢一個決定，有呢個承諾，自己對自己嘅承諾，自己同為自己嘅未來而做出嘅決心。咁當你有咗咁嘅決心之後咧，就由呢個 reflection 去帶呢個字 realize 就係你有咁嘅知見之後咧，你就要去實踐而去證悟。呢個證悟就係你讀完嗰啲知識智慧之後咧，你就睇下佛陀講嗰啲嘢係咪真。你嗰啲嘢係咪真？就係你將佛陀講話緣起啊、無常啊、無我。咁你咪睇下係咪人生係咪緣起，係咪無常無我？咁你就要喺度真係睇下佢。其實人哋話點樣觀想，話有時好多觀想唔使打坐嘅。咁你睇下人生有好多嘢㗎。你睇下你自己喺人生裏邊某一個階段好成功嘅樣，睇有啲咩因緣，係咪自己係完全係因為你而成功咧？淨係因為個時勢令到你成功，淨係啱你前世積來啲福德而你成功，或者你啱好彩而你成功，或者你呢排好衰、好謝、好慘，咪因為香港政府唔生性啊，個地球唔生性啊，或者你自己唔生性啊，或者你自己唔好彩啊，你會睇下就會見到其實呢啲咁嘅嘢。而家每一個人生裏邊，每一個 incident， 每一個事件，其實都係好多因緣條件。錯一定唔會係你錯晒嘅，成功又唔會係因為你自己成功，樣嘢都係因緣和合。咁你就會見到有因啦，即係決定未來嘅種子啦，有緣啦，附著啲種子出現嘅嘢啦。咁你就會 realize 到明白到佛陀講嗰啲緣生緣滅啊，而開始覺得原來人生裏邊有因有緣係難得啊。咁我哋而家今年好彩又冇個天氣啊，又一批有緣嘅人啊，咁樣有因有緣呢，我哋就會出現嘢係會出現，包括我哋自己嘅存在都係因緣和合。咁因緣和合嘅時候，啲嘢就會出現。好嘅時候咧就可以風和日麗，唔好嘅時候就翻風落雨。咁你就會見到緣生緣滅嘅可能性同埋必然性。可能性就係而從冇而變有，而有而變翻冇。喺呢個緣生緣滅嘅背後，其實所有嘢都係唔真實。唔真實嘅意思係短暫，不能停留，冇辦法去執實。咁你就會 realize 到證悟到佛陀所講嘅緣生緣滅嘅必然性。咁你就會開始，因為你嘅證，你就會因為你之前嘅發心，而通過你嘅證悟，你嘅心就會開始改變。人個冇咗呢個證悟，你唔會肯改變。人有知識有理想，如果冇細心嘅觀察、細心嘅留意同埋覺察咧，你係唔會改變。人係由呢一個心啊，我哋通過執着就有煩惱。一着咗上之後，你就會有記憶。記就係即係記係啱整個標記啦。一有咗個標記咧，你就擺咗個心嗰度。一有咗喺個心裏邊咧，就憶念翻諗翻轉頭。咁其實人生就係俾呢啲記憶標記咧，成為我哋嘅記憶，就成為我哋嘅情緒。當我哋有記憶有情緒咧， 你就唔甩得身，你就好掛住。咁所以佛陀就話：你睇下呢啲記憶、呢啲情緒、呢啲念，如果你係俾啲唔好嘅記憶綁住你呢，你就辛苦。咁我哋而家做人呢，就要積累啲好嘅記憶、好嘅憶念。修行就係將啲好嘅記憶、好嘅紀念嘅憶念。咁從呢啲好嘅記憶同埋憶念呢，就嚟自翻我哋嘅正見。咁可以修行呢，就係我哋由呢個正知啦、正見啦，形成啲好嘅記憶啦。咁喺個好嘅記憶，我哋不斷去憶念佢啦。咁我哋有新嘅內心世界。有咗咁嘅新嘅記憶、新嘅內心世界嘅時候呢，我哋就可以真係做到佛陀所講嗰種無所住嘅境界。咁就由呢一個 reflect 跟住 realize 佛陀所講嘅真實，跟住先至做到可以去 release 同埋 let go。人生唔會放下，你將超級市場啲土冚唪唥攞晒返屋企，又覺得係你嘅。當佢哋爛嗰陣時，你就大件事。你將個世界都當為係你嘅，咁你就好多嘢搞。咁當我哋能夠開始放下，我哋先至有安樂同埋自在。咁所以佛法就係通過呢個 reflect 啦、realize 啦，你先至肯放得下，放得下先至有安樂。但係呢個放得下嘅時候，你都要去明白珍惜無常嘅必然，咁而把握一個好嘅機會。譬如我哋今日有好嘅機會嚟呢度相聚，唔使幾耐就冇㗎啦。咁你哋各自返屋企，咁又可能等出年。咁所以人生嘅嘢，你就係點樣去通過呢個 reflect、realize 同埋 release， 不斷去呢個咁嘅循環。去慢慢去深化你嘅生命，提升你嘅生命質素，而去改變你自己嘅未來。I was talking about reflections. I was talking about realize. Reflections without realize would not sink in. We will not have a good memory of what has been taught by the Buddha. It's only through realize that we will be able to see what the Buddha said is actually reality. For example, Buddha said that life is impermanency, the outer appearance of phenomena or all conditioned phenomena are impermanent. If we do not go and observe and examine clearly, we will not be able to realize what the Buddha said is truth. Only when we realize what the Buddha said is the truth, only then we will be able to accept the reality. Because we have so many hypotheses, we have so many hope, we have so many things should be like this and not like that, and ignore reality. When we ignore reality, of course, ultimately reality will win. And our wishful thinking will turn into feeling of loss, feeling of hopelessness. This feeling of loss, feeling of hopelessness is because we cannot understand and accept reality. To understand and accept reality, then we must realize things as they are and realize that what the Buddha has said is actually the truth. And when we realize what the Buddhas have said is true, then our mind will change. When we realize and what the Buddha have said, then we take that into our memory and mark it down. What the Buddha said about impermanency. I have observed that reality of impermanency. I have observed the ultimate no-self of myself. When I see the reality, and by seeing the reality, I accept the reality and realize the reality, then your mind will change by letting go. If you see reality and you say, oh, I know it's in reality, they are impermanence, but, well, reality is reality, but I will go on as my life as before. I still hang on to all this. You can do that. People are ignorant. Ignorance will block your ability to make correct decisions. So when you see reality, then you must accept reality, that when the conditions are there, things will appear. When the conditions are gone, things will become impermanent. So when you understand this reality, so when there's no conditions, you can create good conditions. So happiness and good condition can come into existence. When you have the good conditions, then you can practice, you can be charitable, you can help other people. And then you understand that all the good conditions, when the conditions are there, they are actually appear, but no matter how wonderful and how successful a condition is, that too will become impermanent. The ultimate perfections that we have seen in the world is the Buddha. And the Buddha, he himself said, the Buddha will also be impermanent and go into history. The Buddha said he himself is also subject to this law of dependent arising. So when you understand and realize that, then you have no choice. You must be guided by your right understanding and realize that this law of dependent arising is reality. Then you must update your mind and your actions and behavior in a way that you would not be attached to all this. When you are not attached, then you are free. When you are not attached to your body, then you're free from the suffering of your body. When you're free from the attachment of your mind, then you free yourself from the burden and the stress that has been created by the concept of self. When you let go of the body, when you let go of the mind, and let go of the concept of the self, then you are only then a true free person. Although this seems to be so far away, but like I said before, you can only step onto the path of liberation, step onto the path of a happier life through reflections, realization, and release. This reflection, realizations, and release can go in loop. I can loop about how I'm living now, what I did in the last year, through what I learned or experienced last year. How can I reflect as according to the Buddhist teachings? How I realized the reality of the Buddha's teachings. With this realization, what should I let go? What should I continue to aspire? These are all decisions that we need to make. So we become responsible for ourselves. The Buddha said it's not easy to become a human being. Once you become a human being, then you you must make good use of this opportunity that you are a human being, that you are able to learn from what the Buddha have taught. You can learn from other people. You can learn through contemplations, learn through realizations. This is an opportunity that's available to you. And you yourself can only be responsible to yourself. So, if you want your life to be more meaningful, if you want your life to be more happy, free, less stressful, then you must reflect. You must realize, and then you must allow yourself to go to a better plateau, a higher level of life existence. 係啊，新年啦，過咗一年，而家又新嘅一年。咁你過去一年學咗啲咩？使唔使反思下？從呢個佛法嘅正見去反思，又證悟咗啲乜嘢？梗有啲嘢證悟到噶嘛？見到世間嘅真實係點咧？好多嘢你唔中意，佢都會發生喎。點解啲嘢唔中意都會發生？唔係我話事嘅咩？咁你就從呢個反思啦、證悟啦，同埋呢個放下 ，release let go， 繼而容許自己嘅生命嘅質素、自己嘅思維嘅層面去更進一步。你只可以由你自己去負責。你要為你自己嘅幸福而去努力爭取。我講嘅幸福唔係點樣去霸多啲嘢，唔係點樣去搶多啲嘢，而係點樣將你嘅生命質素提升啲嘢，容許你自己嘅內心世界嗰份嘅平安同埋自在更滿足同埋穩定。我哋做咗幾廿年人都好多時教你去搶咩啊，搶咩啊，得咩啊，嗰啲都係重要嘅，唔係唔重要嘅。我冇叫你唔去揾錢，我叫你唔去整靚間屋，即管去揾，即管去整靚賺多啲錢，你整靚間屋去坐 business class very good。但係生命仲有啲更重要嘅質素，就係你內心世界嘅平安同埋滿足。你內心世界嗰份嘅平安自在同埋滿足呢，就係要通過佛法嘅滋潤啦，通過佛法嘅引導嘅反思啦，正見嘅培養嘅證悟啦，同埋通過正見培養嘅證悟而得出嚟嗰種智慧，而容許你嘅心去放下，而放下咗點樣之後，都不捨眾生而去關心人，而去積累到呢啲無漏嘅功德。無漏嘅功德就唔使還嘅，有漏嘅功德呢，就要返嚟再搞嘅。無漏嘅功德呢，就容許你不生不滅。無漏嘅功德呢，就令你成佛。咁嗰陣時候呢，你就真真正正爽。咁所以希望大家喺呢個乙巳年呢，都能夠身心自在、幸福快樂，咁啊會更加滿意。So, hope you guys will have, in the years of the snake, that you will all be healthy and happy, and be nourished by the wisdom and compassion of the Buddha and Bodhisattva. I actually believe there are Bodhisattvas and there are Buddhas still around us. And these Buddha and Bodhisattva, what are they? They are this infinite wisdom of infinite infinite wisdom and compassions and merits. If we can somehow hook on, attach to this wisdom of all the Buddhas, there's not only one Buddha, we believe there are many Buddhas, and all the wisdom of the Buddhas are the same. And all the merits that the Buddha have attained, they are all ultimately, infinitely, I don't even know how to describe them, just basically they are infinite. And if you can somehow appreciate and understand this limitless wisdom and compassions of all the Buddhas, then there's no limit to everything. So, hope you guys have a happy New Year, healthy and happy, and blessed by the wisdom and compassions of all the Buddha and the Bodhisattva. And it seems like you'll be able to fly on the ground. When you're walking, you're kind of floating on the ground. And then, okay, thank you for coming. 有冇問題啊？ Any questions? 哦，派利是。Any questions? No? Yeah. 有漏功德冇漏功德。有漏功德咧就係、我要去供齋啊！哇，供咗齋我就勁抽啦，咁嗰啲叫有漏功德咧。供齋啊供齋，呀好開心啊！供完，供咗我請食，喂走啦好啦走啦，好開心。唔計較無我無私，唔起個分別心，嗰啲叫做而去做好事，嗰啲叫做無漏功德。有自私心，有所求，呢啲好啲，嗰啲冇咁好，嗰啲叫有漏功德。有漏嘅功德就要找數咯，你明唔明啊？無漏功德唔使找數。找數就煩啦，你明唔明？但係無漏功德嗰啲功德咧係喺度嘅，嗱佢嗰啲存在同埋嗰啲運用咧，都係冥冥之中去撐住你、托住你。即係你冥冥之中喺度撐住你、托住你，你都唔經唔覺嘅。但係好似啲嘢係爽咗喎，正咗喎。有漏功德咧，就係你得翻嚟嘅功德咧。又好煩啦，又要搞佢啦，又要照顧佢啦，咁你又要即係有漏功德就係你攞咗嗰啲你有冇去儲分去買飛機票啊？嗰啲分咧衰在好多時佢會 expire 㗎，即係你嗰啲咁嘅超市嗰啲券咧，攞俾得200蚊你咧，哇！你今年31號就唔買晒咧就冇㗎啦咁嗰啲有漏功德。啲無漏功德咧，你就永遠存喺度，你都我幾時用佢，你都唔知幾時用，佢會幫你用埋，你都用完之後都仲係好爽啊咁嗰啲，咁就有漏嘅功德就由呢個私心啦，有分別心去做嘅好事啦，無漏嘅功德就係啲無私心啦、無分別心去做好事。Okay. So thank you for coming, Venerable. Hope you enjoyed the lunch and the sunshine. It's free.